Who is the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan or LeBron James? In this video, I'll go through both players and see both their arguments and counter-arguments and then conclude with my answer. Now, this debate has been going on for a while, but I do think I have some unique points that you haven't heard before that can sway you to think one way or another. Now, before I get into it, I'm solely going to be basing this off their NBA careers. No outside factors will apply. Both players have some shady parts of their life that will just be ignored for this video. It will be strictly basketball. And like I said, I'll go through both sides of the story. Alright, so first off, let's look at the positives of each player. Through this, I'll give arguments for each player and what the other fan base would say is a counter argument or disproves it. And then I'll give my final verdict. So first off, what are arguments for Michael Jordan? First off, Michael Jordan's biggest argument is that he has 6 NBA championships as opposed to LeBron's 4. This is by far and away the biggest advantage Michael Jordan has. Now, LeBron fans will claim that Jordan had easier paths, a better team, or zero competition. However, those are all kind of hypotheticals. Maybe they have a bit of truth, but no matter which way you put it, having 6 rings is better than having 4. And obviously, winning championships is a team achievement, but Michael Jordan has 6 finals MVPs to show for it, which is a personal achievement. Second off, MJ has multiple scoring records. He is first all-time in points per game for a career, as well as most for points per game in the playoffs, and has the most points scored in a single playoff game with 63. He also has the highest game score in NBA history when he dropped 69 points in 1990, and he averaged 30 points or more in 8 different seasons compared to LeBron's 3, and led the league in scoring 8 seasons compared to LeBron's 1. And he was averaging 37 points a game in 1986 to 87. LeBron fans will refute this by saying his shooting percentages were lower than LeBron's and that Jordan was a shot chucker. It is factually true that Jordan has lower shooting percentages across the board, but he certainly was not a shot chucker. Hell, even if he was, he won 6 championships, so it kind of worked. Thirdly, Michael Jordan won a Defensive Player of the Year, something LeBron has never done. Now, obviously, Defensive Player of the Year is a fan-voted thing, and LeBron fans will bring up that Michael Jordan was given statistics such as steals and basically handed the trophy. And this certainly did happen. There was a bit of a manufacturing in Michael Jordan's defensive stats. However, LeBron himself has also had many stats given to him. It goes both ways, but I will say Jordan probably had more fake stats in total. So LeBron fans do kind of have a point there, but LeBron was also the most popular player in the league. If DPOY is just dependent on fan votes, why didn't LeBron win one? Now, having one DPOY does not make you a way better defender than another. However, it is a slight advantage to Jordan. Jordan also has more MVPs, which is the same kind of argument I just mentioned. Lastly, this one's kind of a hypothetical, but Jordan retired 2 different times after winning 3 championships. I mean, he missed 3 or 4 seasons where he could have dominated even more. Obviously, it's just a hypothetical, but that's important to remember. And lastly, for Jordan, he has a way better Space Jam movie. Alright, now what are arguments for LeBron? First off, he is first in many all-time achievements, such as obviously the all-time leader in points. He's top 5 in assists. He has the most All-Stars, most All-NBA teams, most field goals made, most games with 10 points in a row, so on and so forth. There's so many things LeBron has done that nobody else has ever done, and that's not really refutable. Second, while LeBron does have less rings, LeBron still has 4, and he also had remarkable playoff runs such as 2007 or 2018, where it was basically impossible to do better than what he did. I mean, LeBron brought terrible teams to the NBA Finals, where he faced off dynasties, and even in 2018, he led both teams in every single stat. MJ fans may refute this by saying playoff runs are meaningless without a ring to show for it, and I must say I sort of agree. My favorite team is the Pacers, and I just saw them lose in a Game 7 because their best player got hurt, and now they're the worst team in the league. Don't get me wrong, LeBron getting those teams to the finals was impressive, but he got swept both times. Overall, GOATs are not defined by their second-place performances. I'd say the worst argument LeBron fans have is that Jordan lost in the first round a bunch. I would rather win 1 championship and never make the playoffs again than make the second round 10 years in a row. The weight of winning 1 championship is so much more than just winning a playoff series. I mean, every single team, except for the Kings, can win a playoff series, but only great teams win championships. Third off, LeBron played in a better time, and this is simply just true. Players in LeBron's age have way more skill, and it's a very different game than it used to be. Because of this, some people might say you can't compare players in different eras, but great players are great in whatever era they are. I mean, Tim Duncan was winning championships while Jordan in the league, and he's also winning championships against LeBron. I mean, the year after Jordan retired was when LeBron was a rookie. They played against hundreds of the same players. It's not like they're in completely different eras. And great players are great no matter what. I mean, LeBron has remained great in 2026 as he was in 2003. Overall, I would say this is an advantage towards LeBron, having played in a better time though. 4. Longevity. LeBron has the best longevity, maybe in sports history, but especially in basketball history. He has a way longer career and more years of dominance, doing things nobody's ever done at every single age. 5th off for LeBron, the 3-1 comeback. LeBron led an improbable comeback against the team with the best record in NBA history. Obviously, it was not just LeBron, which is what Jordan fans will bring up. I mean, Kyrie hit the game-winning shot. Kyrie also dropped 40 in the series, and LeBron let Draymond Green score 32 points in Game 7. Meanwhile, Kyrie locked down the best shooter in the world. Still, it's obviously a positive that LeBron won a championship, and without LeBron, that Cavs team maybe wouldn't have even made the playoffs. 6th off, LeBron is a better shooter. Across the board, he has higher shooting numbers, like I already said. 7th, many people say LeBron's a better defender. And this one, again, it's very up for grabs. Obviously, Jordan has the DPOY, but LeBron has 6 all-defensive teams of his own, and from eyesight, he could definitely have an argument for being better. The 8th and final major point for LeBron is that he's a better passer and rebounder, and he's decently more versatile. Jordan fans will bring up when Jordan played point guard and dominated during that span, but overall, I think LeBron's much more of an offensive facilitator, and he even led the league in assists one year. I just went through each player's arguments, so now let me go through arguments against each player. And this one's for both of them, and it's the super team debate. Starting off with Jordan, many people say that he is nothing without Pippen, and they commonly quote that he went like 1-9 or something without Pippen in the playoffs. And honestly, duh. When you take away a team's second best player, they usually get worse. Almost how like LeBron went 3-12 without Kyrie in the finals when he was on Cleveland. It's simply just not a good point. When your second best player's not there, you're probably not going to win. People also say Jordan did nothing without Pippen, which they spent like the entirety of their primes together. So that's not really fair either. And before Pippen was there, the Bulls were just garbage. Jordan literally set the all-time record for points in a playoff game, and his team got swept that series. In terms of the super team, I don't really understand the Bulls super team allegations. Yes, maybe when they got Dennis Rodman, they could be considered that, but they won 3 championships before that. I mean, obviously they were good enough to win championships, but from 91 to 93, I mean, they have Horace Grant as their 3rd best player. That's not really a super team. Obviously, they were good, but they were good because they had the best player in the world, along with one of the other best with Pippen, not because their entire team was great. And honestly, I think this is an advantage towards Michael Jordan because his teams are not comparable to LeBron's teams. Now, in LeBron's case, he definitely faced more competition in the playoffs. Still though, LeBron going to the Heat was on the same level of betrayal as Kevin Durant going to the Warriors. And people just kind of choose to forget that. There's this book called 1984 that says not to reject the truth of your eyes and your ears, and you cannot convince me that Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant is a super team supporting cast, but not Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, or Kyrie and Kevin Love. I mean, the 2020 Lakers weren't really a super team, but I find them pretty comparable to the early Bulls teams that won the championships. Overall, LeBron has had super teams much more than Jordan. You can say all you want, but I'm not rejecting the evidence of my eyes. Alright, arguments against Jordan. A lot of people say he's pretty selfish, with many people thinking his quote-unquote retirements were actually him getting suspended because of gambling. Also, the whole done with the 90s thing, where people show a bunch of Jordan's best clips and they just are not really that impressive. And I will say, according to the eye test, I do think LeBron is much better. Arguments against LeBron. Many people say the 2020 Lakers doesn't count as a ring, but every single team was under the exact same circumstances and the Lakers were just the best of them. A ring is a ring. Second off, another argument against LeBron is the Mavericks series. Common saying JJ Barea locked up LeBron. And I can't lie, yeah, that was a terrible series for the Heat and especially for LeBron. Alright, so what's my conclusion? LeBron is the best basketball player I've ever seen, but Michael Jordan is the greatest. I believe Jordan is a better scorer, defender, and winner, and I believe he had the better career. How can you say a player with more rings, MVPs, and DPOYs had a worse career? I think people really overcomplicate it. I mean, in football, common consensus is that Tom Brady is the greatest player ever, but a decent amount of people don't think he's the most talented. In fact, I think the majority don't think he's the most talented. They say like Aaron Rodgers or Drew Brees. Why can it not be the same with basketball? I think LeBron's more skilled, but I think MJ had a better career. Let me know your thoughts and any arguments you think are great that I didn't mention. Thanks for watching. Bye.